And just when you think it couldn't get any messier, boom, Jaguar Wright steps into the room. Now, if y'all know Jaguar, you know she don't bite her tongue for nobody. She's been on podcasts, YouTube, and live streams saying Jay-Z is worse than Diddy. Yeah, worse. She said the industry is scared to touch him, said people vanish or get blackballed when they talk, and the stuff she said on Piers Morgan's Uncensored show, taken down, scrubbed, like it never happened. Think about that for a second. A show called Uncensored censored Jaguar so quick, it was like she never even spoke. That ain't a glitch in the system. That is the system. And you want to know what got folks talking? It ain't just what she said, nor it's how fast they tried to shut her up. Because when a woman who worked with the Roots, who sat in them same green rooms, who's been in the industry trenches, when she speaks like that, it hits different. She said Jay-Z been moving like a shadow broker in this game for decades, pulling strings, making calls, controlling images. And if you cross him, don't expect to work again. But while we talk about Jay, we got to talk about Beyonce too.
Beyonce
what's going
is
on.
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Now let me be clear. Ain't nobody saying Beyonce guilty of anything, but silence? That silence speaks volumes. Here's a woman with a platform so loud the whole world listens when she blinks. But through all this, not one word. Not about Rymir, not about the paternity case, not about Jaguar, not even leave my family alone. And yeah, maybe it's for legal reasons. Maybe it's to keep her brand clean. But let's not act like power couples don't make moves together. And if Jay's been playing chess this whole time, you better believe Beyonce's not just a pawn on the board. So we gotta ask, how deep does it go? What does it look like behind the image? Behind the tours, the Grammys, the billionaire brunches? Because one thing's for sure, this ain't just about one man avoiding a DNA test. This is about a legacy built so strong, it made the truth wait in line. But the line's getting shorter. The voices are getting louder. And Rymir, he's still standing, still fighting, still waiting on a swab that could blow the lid off everything. And if the whispers are true, if there's more than just sealed files and paternity questions, if there's blackmail, intimidation, and cover-ups, then this ain't just a story about Jay-Z. It's a story about how far the powerful will go to protect their crown, even if it means crushing the people who made them kings. But don't trip, we just getting started. The boy who claimed Jay-Z was his father, as we all may have heard by now, a judge is finally making Jay-Z take that DNA test, the one he's been dodging for damn near a decade. Yeah, I know what y'all thinking. Why he ain't take it before? And you know what? Uncle Mike thinking the same damn thing, because if it was me, if somebody told me I had a kid out there, flesh of my flesh, I'ma wanna know, not for no press, not for no drama, just to know, just to be a man about mine. But Jay been ghosting this whole situation like it was a rumor he could out-rap. But DNA don't lie, and time got a funny way of catching up. This ain't no gossip, this ain't no hater move. This is a young man who's been asking the same question since he was a boy.
And who did you reach out to?
Well, I didn't reach out to him. My mother, she actually wrote the letter. She reached out to Jay-Z and his team. And my godmother helped. They sent him a letter basically saying we can talk privately and have a private conversation and, basically have a sit down.
And have they agreed to that then?
No.
Did you get any response?
Yeah, we got a response, but it wasn't about no sit down. It was just basically asking questions, stating like who your mom was in the car with and things of that sort. Do she remember what type of car it was and like stuff like that.
Is Jay-Z my father? He ain't out here chasing no bag, flashing no chains, trying to blow up off a name. Nah, he's been real consistent with it. He said it in interviews, on camera, in court documents, and on paper. I'm not in this for the money. I just want the truth. Let that sink in. In a world full of clout chasers, lawsuits, and fake baby mamas, this dude been saying the same thing since day one. And guess what? He ain't going away. Not now, not after all these years. Because finally, after dodges, delays, and dirty court tactics, the system might actually force Jay-Z to answer the one thing that's been following him in the shadows for 2 decades. Now, before we get deep into the courtroom drama, sealed files, and power plays, we got to start with the beginning. Because this ain't just about now. This is about what's been buried. About a young boy, a teenage mother, and a system that helped protect a billionaire. We got to go back to the 90s. New Jersey. That's where Rymir Satterthwaite's story really starts. His mother, Wanda, she was young, a teenager herself. She met a man, claimed it was Sean Carter, said they had a brief fling. No contracts, no cameras, no paperwork, just a name, a face, and a baby that followed. Now, Wanda ain't some random cloud in the wind, she told people. She tried to get legal help, she tried to prove it, but everything got murky real quick. Records got lost, names got sealed, judges looked the other way. And Jay, he was already moving on up, becoming the Jigga we all know. Multi-platinum, rock nation, billionaire chess moves. But behind all that, there was still a boy asking, "Who's my daddy?" And that boy, he ain't stopped asking. Not when he turned 10, not when he turned 18, not even now in his 30s. And the craziest part, Rymir ain't asking for a dime. Ain't asking him for a house, a car, or a record deal. Just a test. That's it. A swab. 1 second. Spit in the cup. Truth in the vial. But the road to get that, it's been nothing but closed doors, court games, and a man with power pushing back with everything he got. We're gonna walk through it all, piece by piece. Because if the truth is what matters, then let's tell it.
After that, it was really just all court action. Like, that's just go to court, go in different states to go to court. Things is just dragging it out. They trying to dismiss cases and we making us file again about the same thing. It was just all craziness that could have really been taken care of. Our legal system is, and I'm not talking about our whole legal system, don't get me wrong, it is some great people in our legal system, but the ones that's not doing their job, like, you guys really need to check and get these people out of there, because it's so much going on in the legal system. Like, these guys are overlooking things. They're letting lawyers lie, then come and these lawyers are saying, "Oh, we did lie. We didn't know he had properties." But come on, man, it's just too much going on. You guys are letting them get away with murder, basically, because if these guys don't got to come in here and abide by the law, why should we?
Let's be real. When you got money, you can make problems disappear. You can make people wait. You can bury the truth under legal fees and red tape, and that's exactly what Rymir and his legal team been fighting against for years. A damn wall of silence. See, the early 2000s wasn't just about platinum albums and champagne. It was also the beginning of a quiet war. Wanda had passed the baton to her son. Rymir was older now, and he wanted answers for himself. But Jay's legal team, they made sure them answers stayed locked behind court orders, sealed documents, and courtroom tricks that only billionaires can afford. They say justice is blind, but sometimes justice peeks through the blindfold just long enough to see who got the bigger wallet. And Jay, he got the kind of money that don't fold, power that don't blink. Every time Rymir's team got close to getting a real hearing, boom, motion, denied. Every time they tried to get DNA evidence, denied. You'd think the courts was protecting national secrets, the way they was acting. And here's the kicker. This ain't about Jay-Z saying, "Nah, it ain't me." It's about Jay-Z refusing to even answer, to even show up. It's like a silent chess match where the other player just keeps walking off the board. Meanwhile, Rymir, he's going broke just trying to keep his case alive. Filing motions, begging judges to unseal files, dealing with delays, denials, and dirty tactics. And through all that, he stayed respectful. He didn't get loud, didn't start wilding on social media. He played it smart, he played it cool, because he knew one misstep and the media would clown him like he was another clout chaser looking for a come up. But let me tell y'all something, silence can be powerful, but when you silence the wrong person for too long, that silence turns into a storm. And right now, that storm's knocking on Jay-Z's door. His mother, Wanda, she passed. But before she left this world, Rymir made her a promise that he'd get to the bottom of it. Even if it was the last thing he ever did, that promise been fueling him through every loss, every delay, every time someone told him, just give up. Now, he's not just telling his story on court dockets, he's taking it to the people. YouTube interviews, podcasts, his godmother, or auntie as he calls her, right there beside him. She been riding with him, speaking out, and making sure the story don't get buried. And now, the world's finally listening. Now let's talk about what they don't show you in the headlines. The silent battles, the stuff behind closed doors that don't make the news, but it's real. It's the paperwork, the meetings, the intimidation, and yeah, the threats. See, Rymir and his people been saying for years that every time they got close to real progress, somebody stepped in to shut it down. Letters go missing, judges get transferred, files get sealed, sometimes overnight. Not just sealed, vanishing. Let me paint a picture. Imagine your whole life you've been chasing the truth, and every time you reach out, the finish line moves. That's what Rymir been living.
And have you come up with any ideas in your mind as to why all this rejection and why they're shutting you down?
Honestly, I wouldn't know. I would hope it's not money, honestly, because I really don't want anything from you. If it wasn't, just to know my identity. If you didn't want a relationship with me, that's cool. I can respect that. But we could have got this over with, and I just feel that my mom, since she's gone now, like she had to fighting these court systems all the way until she passed. So it's like, wow, it's just like it's bigger than anyone for me. It's more about the principle of just we could have got this over with. Now it's here.
And for the whole time that you were in the court with Jay-Z, was he married to Beyonce for all that time?
Yeah, he was married to Beyonce.
Yeah. And do you think that perhaps because he set up a family with Beyonce, maybe they viewed you as a threat to that or something?
I wouldn't. Anything's possible, but I wouldn't know. I can't say that. I'm not Jay-Z or Beyonce. I would hope, they wouldn't think I'm no type of threat to them, because really not. I don't want to break or, do anything to hurt them, or I'm not coming for you guys to destroy you or nothing like that. So I'm not no threat towards you, or I never would be. I'm not. That's not who I am. So if you believe that, that's not what this is about. And as I said, I still got love for you. Right? I'm not a hateful person. I still got love for all of them. I'm not here to hate no one.
One lawyer told him out straight up, you're going up against a billionaire. That means you're not playing the same game no more. You're in his world now. And it gets deeper. There were rumors of people being warned not to take the case. Attorneys backing out last minute. One judge was ready to unseal files, but mysteriously retired weeks before the hearing. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe Power got nervous. Rymir's team has even said, and this is in writing, that the case has been interfered with by people outside the legal process. That means somebody somewhere pulling strings, big strings. And through it all, Rymir ain't lash out. He stayed in the system, kept filing the right way. But you can feel it. The weight, imagine being told the truth, is right there, but you just ain't rich enough to reach it. That ain't justice. That's survival. And Rymir, he's been surviving. But let me say this. Pressure busts pipes, but it also makes diamonds. And this young man, he's starting to shine. Now here's where things get twisted. We all grow up thinking that the court system is fair, right? That if you got the truth on your side, you gonna win. But the truth is, if you don't got power, if you don't got money, The truth can sit in the back of the courtroom waiting for a turn that never comes. See, Rymir's team didn't just face silence, they faced sabotage, flat out sabotage. There was a point when the court appointed a legal guardian for Rymir, not to protect him, but to manage the case. And guess what that guardian did? Sided with Jay's lawyers, didn't push for the DNA, didn't fight for transparency. It was like having a referee play for the other team. How you supposed to win like that? And let's talk about sealed records. This case been bouncing between courts in New Jersey and Pennsylvania for over a decade. Every time something promising popped up, sealed. Every time there was a move toward exposing the truth, sealed. Even when Rymir requested access to files about his own life, denied. That's what happens when the system stops serving the people and starts protecting the elite. And we ain't talking theories no more. There's proof, legal documents, missing signatures, sworn affidavits, but it's all locked behind bureaucratic walls built by folks who get nervous when the truth threatens someone with $1 billion brand. Why? Because this ain't just about a father and a son. This is about what happens when you challenge a legacy, a global icon, a man with billion-dollar contracts, presidential invites, and control over what stories get told and which ones get buried. You ever seen the media cover this story the way they do a celebrity divorce, a viral beef? Nah. And that's on purpose. Because if this story gets traction, it breaks the image. Jay-Z ain't just an artist no more. He a brand, a business, a political chess piece, and brands like that, they come with protection from lawyers, from media, from silence. But you know what don't lie? DNA. And that day's coming.
I'm still gonna be me. I still will make it. I got God with me. I got a law. He's following. He's with me.